Well, you know, everybody have them look how them address money. Sometimes when I say, yo, what happened? Can't get all door.
When you say about money, you're talking about the door, the flow.
Paper, bread.
I would use bread.
Cash, go up.
Moolah.
Dinero, moolah.
Yeah? Another word for money is used is Jesus, like shubote Jesus.
Butter, bread, or moolah.
The dollars.
The other term I use for money is bread.
The word that I used to call money is bread.
The term that I use for money is bread, and I have some here.
Journeying back thousands of years, a loaf of bread held a value that surpassed even gold. In a fascinating twist, bread transformed into currency, not just for sustaining stomachs, but entire economies. It played a crucial role in providing sustenance for families, becoming a cornerstone for both survival and prosperity. Fast forward 19th century, money has taken over as the primary means to ensure nourishment, effectively establishing a synonymous connection between money and bread. The term bread for money emerged in the late 18th century, deriving from dough. Dough is an essential part of making bread, and both are needed to signify money. It's within this context that we introduce you to GK Money Sense Psychology of Bread, Season 3.
Money me a look away you there. Money me a look away you there. Money.
Tell me about bread.
Bread. There's a lot to say about bread. African Jamaican culture is not a bread culture. And I think the societies we were taken from are not societies that generally dealt in the production of bread. We took fufu with us, we took dukunu with us, we took bami with us, but bread as we understand it now is not really a traditional Jamaican concept. And I think one way of proving that is what we call bread kind. And it's almost as if on Jamaican plantations there was this division between the whites who ate bread, who had bread, and then you had all of the substitutes which the enslaved people had. And so they call it bread kind. There we're talking about all of our starchy foods, yam, banana, dasheen, cocoa, etc. Now bread is all over the place. National bread, all sort of bread, made by different companies, different styles, different types, sweet bread. So it has become more popular, and in becoming more popular, it has changed in meaning.
Bread has been synonymous with money and sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
How has bread been integrated in the Jamaican socio-cultural context?
All right, so bread being synonymous with money, that's something that has existed in English for quite a long time. One of the first references to bread, meaning something like livelihood, goes back to the 18th century. So some viewers might know Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe. There's a reference in there about seeking my bread, seeking my livelihood. That's 1719 or thereabouts. And then in about the 1800s, probably about 1840s, we get reference to dough, meaning money. So it has been around in English for a while, especially in English slang. Now, how that came about is because of how integral bread is to so many cultures. It might not seem like a whole lot for us, but for some cultures, they really didn't have much beyond bread. In fact, in some European societies, bread was the staple. A lot of things that are popular in Europe now as food items, they really got from conquest of other areas. So potatoes, what we call Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, those sort of things. But they have had bread for a very long time. And there are ancient cultures where bread was used as payment. food used as payment is a common thing. So now when we think of work, you go out and you work and you get money for it. This, I think, will lead you off track, because what you need to look at is that people for eons have really just been trying to survive from day to day.
Brick pam brick, brick pam brick pam brick.
Bread Facts powered by Blue Dot. 503 persons participated in our survey. 55% identify as female. 45% identify as male. This is what they had to say. What is the first thing you spend your salary on? 77% of respondents said bills are the first thing they spend their salary on. What are your top monthly expenses? Groceries and utilities tied as the top 2 monthly expenses.
You want the bread, gratter? Give me the cheese, nacho.
Dr. Arntz,
Yes, Miss Jackson.
as the consulting psychiatrist for Psychology Off, how do you feel to be on the 3rd season of Psychology of Bread?
Well, it's the 3rd season of Psychology Off, but not of Bread.
Oh, Lord.
First season of Bread. But
People, just so you know, this is his show. Just so you know? Okay.
I feel good.
Yeah.
And I feel happy to know that we're having a frank discussion about bread.
Yeah.
Because people don't like to talk about bread.
No, they don't.
No.
Why not?
Because it's kind of too elemental. You know, we are supposed to be sporting with being a Christian society.
Supposed to be.
And we're supposed to believe things like cast your bread upon the waters and it will come back to you. Maybe a little soggy, but it will come back. And then, of course, there's always these parables about people getting fed with bread and fish. And plenty bread leave over after the whole thing. So our experience of bread has always been a Christian experience, except the part where they keep telling us that the love of money is the root of all evil.
And that's where I was going to go.
I figured so.
Okay.
Yes, and that is so untrue. You know, money is just a symbol. Bread is a symbol. And we want to be as efficient as possible, as productive as possible. And that means earning bread. When you compare 1963, 1962 to now, the argument about bread is so different. But guess what? The people who make bread are still the same people making bread.
Yeah.
And there are not enough people, new people, making new bread.
Yeah. It's the same breadhead and it passed down through generations.
That's correct. What we need now is more bread for more brethren.
Dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar.
I am at the Coronation Market and I'm going to be doing the GK Money Sense 5K challenge. What that means is I have $20,000, right? And I'm going to find 4 persons and I'm going to give them $5K each and I'm going to spend this in 5 minutes. Come with me. So you have 5 minutes on the clock, right? And you have to spend $5,000, right? All right, how much that? Jesus! 2.5. Which one? All right. And what else? That's a 2.5. You can't. How much for that? You buy bag for put in a bag?
Come. 2.5. Come.
All right, you want to buy 2 banana? All right, what else? Buy something else. 2.5. How much banana for a while ago? How much that? Father God, buy a bag that big. Come now. So, wait there, please. Me hurry up and wait. Time, what's the time? 5 pounds? That's how much?
How much $20,000 your money done?
20. Money done. Wow. Record time. I like that. All right.
For me pocket they wealthy. Can't mag again they healthy.
So Ayana, I've been really anxious to have this conversation because I'm big on the GK1 app. I have it myself. So before I get into it, can you just give me an overview of what it is that you do at GK1?
Sure. So I'm the marketing manager for remittances with Grace Kennedy Money Services, and remittances really are a very important part of our business. When we introduced the GK1 app, one of the things that we wanted to ensure is that our customers were able to get their money transfers quickly and easily. And with the GK1 app, they can do just that. It gives a tremendous amount of convenience to our customers. I mean, I'm sure somebody like you doesn't always have time to go to a location and stand in line. You know, we're so busy these days. So we want to make sure that we give our customers options, and GK1 definitely gives our customers the option to just do things on the go.
I want to talk about the features in the application.
Sure. With GK1, you can definitely receive your Western Union money transfers. Again, you get them on your phone, you download the app, you have your phone, you get your MTCN from your sender, you put it in your app, and you're easily able to just put those funds that your loved one has sent to you in your GK1 wallet, which is all housed on your phone.
So let me ask another question. Do I have to have a bank account to use this application?
Absolutely not. And I'm glad that you raised that question, because that was one of the things, another thing that we thought about as well. We know that every Jamaican is not able to access a bank account for numerous reasons. They may not have a full-time job. They may not meet the criteria for certain financial institutions. And we figured that since this is a situation that a lot of our fellow Jamaicans face, let's make it easier for them. With an app like the GK1 app, the average person who may not necessarily be able to walk up into a commercial bank and open an account easily can now have a way to manage their money digitally. And they also get access to a big time Visa card.
That's a Shelly card.
This is a Shelly card. This is a big brand. Visa is a huge partner for us because you can use a Visa card anywhere in the world. And with that now, you can access services online and offline. So if you like to shop online like we all do, you're able to do it with your GK1 card, with your Shelly card. Your prepaid Visa card now is linked to your GK1 app. Whatever money you might get, like you said, from foreign, from that loved one who sends you a Western Union money transfer, you can now access those funds on and offline through this card. So you can go to any location, any store that has one of those POS machines. You literally just swipe it, you insert or you tap, and you're able to access those funds.
I want to let those who don't have the card understand how simple and easy it is to get on the application and to get a card. Walk me through it.
So you literally have your mobile phone, you have your smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone of varying levels, you know. Great. From you have that smartphone, you go into your app store. If you have an iOS device, which is like an Apple phone, an iPhone, or if you have a Samsung phone, you go into the Play Store. You simply type in GK1, GK and then ONE. Easy. Not the number one, but ONE. It will pop up. You'll see that little red box. It says GK1 on it. You install it immediately. It takes a couple seconds. Ensure that you have Wi-Fi or data in order for it to be downloaded quickly and easily on your phone. Good. You get into the app now. You open up the app. What you're going to see? You're going to see continue, and you start registering now to use the app. You're going to enter your personal information, your name, your first name, your last name. You need an email address to enter all your personal details. You tell them where you live, you know. You indicate what parish you live in, and then now you put a phone number as well, because you have to have a mobile number. Obviously, you have a cell phone, so you must have a mobile number. Simple maths, you enter that information. Then now, once you put in your personal details, you're going to indicate that you want to collect the card. Once you download the app, it is linked to the card, as I had mentioned before. And without the card, you really can't access the full benefits.
Because you need the card to go to the ATM to pull the money.
Particularly if you're a cash user. Because not everybody uses cash, which is why we brought this to the fore. We want people to be able to have the option.
Where do you get the physical card itself?
So we have over 35 locations across Jamaica. where you can go
35?
where you can collect
Oh, wow.
your card. Yeah, across Jamaica in every parish. Yes.
So right there on the app, you select the
Select that
location.
location.
And how long you think the process is to if you apply for that on the app?
Listen, if you have time on your hands, you can get that done within the hour. So if you are if you are at home or just chilling at or somewhere, you're at work, maybe on a break, you can sign up during your lunchtime and literally collect your card during your lunchtime. But it takes you a very short time to complete this process. And I want to reiterate this. We have a very, very willing and able customer care team who, if you're having any problems with registering for the app or signing up for the card, we are there to help you.
It's always national financial advice. In baking, flour, yeast, water, and other ingredients are the building blocks of bread. In investing, stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets are the components that make up your investment portfolio.
In my opinion, what makes someone rich is firstly proper money management.
They work hard for what they want.
I am a child of God, and I don't say that money make me rich. I want to rich in God, rich in the Lord.
What make a person rich, as in wealth, is basically work hard to where you want and try your best to achieve the goal you set for yourself.
Have to save and invest for flip.
What makes a person rich? Love, caring, respect, more love, and more love.
Probably being comfortable, not necessarily excessively rich, but enough to be independent, and definitely good relationships with people, you know.
Me rich from a barn comes to the sun and the wind and all of them things that operate around me. You just have to know say you're rich, but if you try to get rich, you will never get rich.
Rich and rich and rich and if you care who are rich and
What do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant, but I also have background in finance. So I have a private practice that I offer bookkeeping and accounting services to small businesses, but not only bookkeeping and accounting, but financial management as well.
Yeah. What is the top 3 best financial advice as it concerns bread making?
Making or managing?
Both.
So let's start with making, right? Because I think what we fall victim of a lot of time is we try to do what we see being done. And I think some of the best way to make money is to do what is not being done. To kind of identify the lack and the scarcity and try and... So I was once told one time, if you see a problem, it means that you are to provide a solution. And that's a good way to carve out niches for ourselves by seeing what is scarce, what is not available, and trying to provide that.
Yeah.
So that's making. Managing. Budgeting is very, very, very important. I know we speak about budgeting all the time and people just see it as writing down figures on a piece of paper and saying how you're to spend your money. And while that is so, it is teamed with discipline. So if you write down these things and you don't have the discipline to stay within the parameters that you've set for yourself, then the exercise would have been futile to begin with. Then why did you do it outside of just a ritualistic activity?
How much money would you say is safe to have in an emergency fund?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because that's so relative though, because life can throw you some huge lemons, you know. I know that the best practice is that you have 6 months of your expenses set aside in the event that anything happens. But sometimes what happens wipe out that 6 months in a second.
Like COVID?
Right.
2 years?
Right. Exactly. Nobody was prepared for a 2-year pandemic. So I would say try to set aside as much as you possibly can, but 6 months is the benchmark.
What's the difference between stocks and bonds?
All right, so that's such a common question.
Isn't it?
Yes, it is. When you purchase stock, in layman's term, what you're doing, you're buying a part of the business. When you purchase a bond, however, you are loaning a company. money. So the company would advertise they need $5 million, for example. Well, it might not be advertised, but they need $5 million, and they're willing to borrow from you at a particular rate. So you get an interest return. How you earn from stocks is different too. So with stocks, you get dividends at the end of a financial period. And or if the value of the stock appreciates and you decide to sell, then there's a profit margin on that. So you earn differently from the stock than you do the bond. The bond is just the interest.
Sure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Cherish the money, so the money won't go. When I fix deposit, I watch my money start.
We're at the CPJ market. My name is Sparky Baby. Now I'm going to be grabbing a few persons who are passing through just to speak to them about their money monster moment. What is a money monster moment? That is probably what you're asking. It's a moment in your life that was pivotal in a financial sense, that made you change direction for the better. And that is what we're going to be discussing right here.
My money monster moment is not necessarily, you know, something that you say you achieved per se, physically. It's something that I would have achieved more philosophically when it comes to making sure that you enjoy the moment and not just be focused on the destination or end goal.
Right.
I just have one small tip, if you allow me. Just see if you can enjoy every moment and appreciate life's gift of every breath, every step, rather than being so gung-ho on achieving the end goal. It is actually finding those small nuggets of those, you know, eventualities that will happen and being able to laugh at them before, you know, putting all this focus and all this energy on achieving the end goal.
When did you come to that realization? I know you mentioned young people, but you have people of all ages, all gender, race, and they never come to that realization. It's always that stress in the entire process. And then when they do get what they're going for, they enjoy it for a few months and then that whole thing just disappears, evaporates.
Yeah, so it's actually the realization that sometimes whatever you're focusing on, when you get it, it just doesn't satisfy. So then you realize that it's sometimes so fleeting. There's always something else that you want to do. So clearly, the trick has to be to enjoy the process and going after it. That's my money monster moment.
Money on top of money. My turn a little in a couple mil.
In this season 3 GK Money Sense, Psychology of Bread, we continue to engage in insightful conversations with a diverse range of individuals who possess a stock of knowledge in wealth creation. The show features thought-provoking discussions that serve to be the exemplar of Money 101 on Jamaican TV. Welcome to the best thing since sliced bread.
On next week's episode.
What's the most expensive thing you're wearing right now?
A smile.
Yep.